Confidence is a feeling, presence is practice. I'm going to give you 5 things that change how you feel and how you come across before you even say a word. I have spent years performing on stage, in front of the camera, on tour, all over the UK and some of Europe. And what I learned all those years ago is the same thing that separates coaches that look natural on camera and those that look like they are queuing to be executed. And the good news is it's not confidence. Confidence is something that comes with time. What it actually is presence. Presence is a skill, and a skill can be taught. Most coaches aren't bad on camera because they lack confidence. They're bad on camera because they've never been taught how to be present in front of one. This is me about 15 years ago. Okay, first up, just how you stand. Feet hip width apart and just lean that body weight forward a little bit. We don't have to go full on jazz hands like we're ready to start that 1980s jazz class. Let's just have a little bit of weight forward, because when you're planted and you're secure, you're going to come across like you're secure as well, which will give you a feeling of confidence. Keep fidgeting and rocking around and kind of being unaware of unnecessary movements will just give the air that you're not confident. Where to look. I need you to look at the lens, not the screen. The lens, not the screen. Into my eyes, not in and around my eyes. In and around my eyes. In the lens. I know it's hard because you have got the viewfinder if you're using a j.e.t. Osmo, and it is easy to look at that because that is where more light is coming from, but it will give the impression that you're talking through someone as opposed to talking to someone. So if you need to, and you're using a DJI, flip it around so you can't see the screen. You can use the Mimo app. There's a video I've done already on all tips how to use the DJI Osmo and the apps that come with it. You can use your phone to make sure you can see yourself. You don't have to get distracted by the screen, but the eye contact is massive. Look at your lens. And a little side tip here, if you're using a teleprompter or you've got a script, you can get a tripod that will hold your phone and your camera. So the one you're hooked up to right now is the j.e.t.70. I'll put a link in the description below. I've literally got my phone sitting underneath with a script under, and then you are on the top. So if I need to look down, I can look down, I can look back up without moving my head too much. If you've got a script somewhere off the camera and you have to keep moving back and forward, it's gonna come across very unnatural because you're gonna need to keep cutting everything in, and it will be very So let's try and keep your script as close to the camera as possible so you can literally move your eyes and you don't need to move your body and your head. Actually reading your script. Hear me out. Most people write a script and then try to read it. The result sounds like reading because it is. Your brain is processing words rather than meaning. The audience hears the difference immediately. Okay, let me try that again. Most people write a script and just read it. And the result sounds like it's reading because it is. Your brain is processing words rather than the feelings. And then your audience just hears that immediately. I hope that example was pretty obvious. It felt obvious to me. But by saying one line at a time, okay, yes, there's a pause in between rather than it going straight through. But I thought about what I was saying. And that's why I didn't know what the next line was, because I was so busy thinking about the emotion and the wording that I was saying at the time, rather than just keep reading for the next line and going through the process. People can read. If they wanted to read, they'd just go and ask ChatGPT. They'd go and ask Claude. They would just go and read something off the internet. If someone is watching your video and it's because they like you, it's going to be because they like your delivery. So even if it means it takes you a little bit longer and there are more pauses to cut out, read it like you mean it. Before you start filming, talk out loud for 60 seconds about anything. Your morning, what you've had for breakfast, what you did last night, what you're planning to do tonight. What it does is actually get everything moving in the right direction. I would say I don't think I've shot with anyone, and this goes for myself too, where you come out with the first line straight away and it's off the bat perfect. You need a little warm up. You need to get your tongue wagging, your expressions going, and just get yourself ready to go. I wouldn't have walked on the stage years ago cold and started kicking my leg up here, and I'm sure you don't go to the gym and just start deadlifting twice your weight when you're cold. Warm up. This one's controversial. Your hands, use them, but not too much. Let me caveat that. Coaches who wave them around too much and with every single word as if they are at the Italian restaurant look too much. We've all seen them. I know. And I've got Mediterranean heritage and I talk with my hands, but chill the fuck out. I don't want you to give 1990s PE teacher and just stand there with your hands behind your back either. There is a middle ground. Deliberate, small gestures that reinforce what you're saying. Almost think about it like punctuation. If a take isn't working, stop. I'd say rule of 3. Honestly, if you try it a few times and it's just not coming out, just have a minute. Don't try and push through. Take a second, remove yourself from the situation, walk into another room, go and stand somewhere else, have a drink, do a little dance, shake it off, whatever you need to do, but just give yourself a minute, because sometimes just keep trying to push through actually ends up confusing the situation and you get very fatigued very quickly. I generally shoot with someone for 2 to 3 hours and no longer, because after a while it does just get more fatiguing than you ever think it's going to be, even though you're literally just speaking. The bottom line is you can't save a take that started wrong. Us editors can edit a lot of mistakes, but we aren't fucking geniuses. So if you've started bad, take a breath, start again. So let's summarise and wrap up. Plant your feet, look at the lens, say your words with feeling, you're not just reading a script. Use your hands deliberately, and when it's not working, take a minute, start again. And that is 5 things, absolutely nothing to do with confidence, but everything to do with presence. So if you practice the skill of presence and get better at that, you will naturally feel and sound more confident on camera. So now that you are practicing your presence on camera, and hopefully you will be feeling more confident as a result, if you need help and support with the angles, depth and framing in your videos, if you subscribe, you will get notified when I post, which will be regular content to help you look and feel better on camera, getting better shots with your DJI Osmo and editing in CapCut. If you want to see what's coming up next, which is going to be about batch filming. So this morning I filmed 3 videos. Get all your scripts ready. You will be able to plug this prompt that I'm going to share into AI, and it is going to be able to give you a system to film in the quickest way possible. So keep a lookout for that. That's coming up next.